What's up guys, today I just wanted to make a quick video discussing the action versus tab target systems in Ashes of Creation. Now there are a few important things I saw in the Ranger video that I wanted to go over, so let's listen to that real quick and we'll get into the rest of the video.
So I have here now a reticle on my screen. So we've switched from tab target mode, which is a point and click with the cursor or using tab to cycle targets based on proximity priority, right? And into this reticle based mode, which now you can see the targeting plate in the top is slightly grayed out. And we do that to demonstrate that that is a soft lock target versus a hard lock target. And what a soft lock target is, Trad, do you want to explain a little bit about that?
Sure, yeah. So if you are in action mode and you don't have a target actually selected like you would in a tab target game, then it'll just smartly choose whatever target it thinks is the most appropriate for where your camera is and attack that target. But if you were to actually select a target, I think is it right mouse button in action mode?
Right. Right now, it's of course all of this stuff is customizable by the user, but if you press the right mouse button in action mode, it will hard lock the target, which means you can take your reticle off the target and it won't change. Correct, Trent?
Right.
That's awesome. Oh, and I can still, while in action mode, I can still tab to cycle targets as well.
Yeah, we really wanted to showcase a more tab-based combat here because in the last live stream, all of our melee attacks were more hitboxes, right? They didn't acquire a hard target, and so we wanted to show a little bit more of that in this stream. And so, right here, for example, target, you're not having to aim your reticle or anything like that. It's more what you, in line with what you expect of a more traditional tab target game. But at the same time, we still have abilities like airstrike and other things that we haven't even shown yet that are going to be more action oriented. So we can hopefully hit the sweet spot of having a nice combination of all that.
So what does this mean for you as the player? The fluidity of action and tab targeting is actually really important to get right here. There are situations, especially in PvP scenarios, where abilities not only feel better to use in tab target, but also they'll generally perform better. For example, if you're a healer type class and you need to heal the tank but they're fighting in a clump, it can be almost impossible to target the tank with 4 or 5 enemies in your line of sight between you and them. Even in New World's healing, there was a target lock system in the game and they boasted full action combat, so clearly it's not perfect. And it's obvious that both playstyles together make for an overall more enjoyable experience for the user. It seems as though the class that you're going to choose will be the main determining factor on how much action versus tab targeting your skills will have. Intrepid has already stated that some of your abilities will more so be forced action combat, such as the air leap ability on Ranger. They did, however, say that they wanted to have this as more of a tab targeting showcase, so that's why we didn't see more action combat related abilities. In the Melee livestream, we saw a lot of the abilities were action combat, which is in my opinion a more viable and enjoyable playstyle for Melee. But I mean, that's highly subjective and to each their own, really. In this video, they also showed off the soft versus hard lock, which allows you to swap between tab target and action combat on the fly with just a click of a button. I think that's really cool, and it'll help offset the natural gap that a player who uses tab targeting as much as possible would have over someone that uses action combat as much as possible. It really looks like everybody's going to have to learn to play both playstyles in order to maximize their kit, which, if implemented properly, can really pay off. In all, I think the hybrid system Ashes is going for is exactly what the MMORPG genre needs. Every game wants to hold as many players as possible, and it's no secret that players will just Alt F4 a game faster than it took to install it if the combat is clunky and unenjoyable. With Intrepid offering both playstyles, but pushing you out of your comfort zone slightly by having some abilities forced into action combat and some abilities forced into tab targeting, it will offer a more challenging and rewarding gameplay overall while retaining as many players as possible. all in all, guys, I think that Intrepid's doing a really good job at appealing to the masses, which is a really important thing when you're making a massive multiplayer online role-playing game. You need masses, you need players, right? Everybody knows how important it is to have a healthy, active player base. And a lot of these games, we get a month of active players and then they're dead, man. We want the massive.